Today we're going to go over all the questions that you guys submitted for the 100 subscriber Q&A. As I've said previously, thank you so much, guys. This is only the start. I'm really excited for the future of this channel and having so much fun making these videos, answering all your comments, seeing the channel grow. It's just so fun. Thank you guys so much. Before the submissions start and I answer all your questions, smash the like button, subscribe, join the Discord link in the bio, and of course, roll the intro.
Hello, I like money.
The first question comes from our great friend on Discord, Jonathan. He has a TikTok and a YouTube. Go check it out. I'll link it in the description. But he has 3 questions. This is the first one. Q&A. I know you dividend invest, but do you ever buy a stock with a smaller dividend, more for the company, or even if the stock has 0 dividend? My answer is absolutely. There's a lot of companies that I invest in that have a small dividend, and I only have 3 that have no dividend, which are, off the top of my head, Berkshire Hathaway, Tattooed Chef, which is kind of a YOLO holding, and Disney, which they suspended, obviously. Hopefully that comes back next 2 to 3 years. But, right now, especially with how young I am, I'm really, choosing to pick these higher quality companies, which a lot of them have a smaller dividend yield compared to, like, Altria, 3M. Those are still good companies, but, like, I think that there's still more money to be made in those smaller companies with the long term, and then using that money from the good quality companies to hopefully fund the companies with smaller dividend yields in the future. That's the goal. And you guys will see in March's portfolio update, I've been buying a lot of stuff, or if you're not in the Discord already, you've already seen a lot of the companies that I'm buying right now don't have a great dividend yield. Amazon and Google are also companies that don't have a dividend, that are splitting soon, which I'm definitely going to buy into, that don't have dividends. So no, if the company doesn't have a dividend or a small dividend, it won't deter me away from investing. The next question he asks is because of the bear market, have you found any ways of improving your portfolio, or will I stick to my current strategy? Yes, so I've noticed, I also covered this in a video I made a couple weeks ago, that a lot of the high quality companies, again, as I mentioned, with more smaller dividend yields, those are the ones that are going down the fastest. So I recently have had a ton of cash to invest, so I've been really trying to invest in this, really high quality companies. So I think maybe my perspective of that has changed more over recently because of the bear market. So I guess you can consider that a change in my investment strategy, but that was already, part of it. If anything, it's a bigger part of my investing strategy now. And for his last question, he asked, do you also invest in dividend ETFs, or you just stick with individual stocks? And if so, how do you find a benefit of stocks over ETFs? Yeah, so I'm kind of in the PK investing mindset of this here. Right now in my, age span for investing, I'm not particularly looking at ETFs to invest in. I did put that as one of my goals for the year, to invest in an index fund / ETF. But, personally, just right now, I think it would be smart if I did do it, but I don't find that fun. I'd rather pick the companies myself. It's a personal thing. I know it's probably not the smartest. Yeah. I also enjoy researching stocks individually myself and look at the EBITDA, the numbers, doing a qualitative analysis of this. And I feel like with ETFs, I think maybe I might open a Roth IRA and get some index funds / ETFs there. But I think the closest thing that I have to an index fund, honestly, is Berkshire Hathaway. And I'd rather just own that. And again, I think it kind of answered the second part of that question with, I prefer, researching the stocks qualitatively and quantitatively. Thank you, Jonathan, a lot for those questions. Guys, go check him out, guys. He has a good Discord server. Next, we have a question from the legendary investing community member of Pierre from PK Investing. Go check out his channel, too. When he uploads, it's the greatest channel in the history of investing. But he asks, more often than not, the largest and most stable companies available for us to invest in are also the companies with the most skeletons in the closet, or whose products are seen as controversial, junk foods, nicotine, etc. I'd like to know what you think about those companies and whether this affects your investment choices, if at all. Yeah, so if anybody knows Pierre, we all know what company he's probably talking about, which is, the great J&J. And I would just like to go down my portfolio list, and I'm going to list off all the companies that I think are viewed as controversial. Off the top of my head, I can think Disney, Nike, Apple, Microsoft because they just got Activision Blizzard, 3M, J&J, Altria, McDonald's, I probably already said that, AT&T, Starbucks, and many more that I own. I think that people just need to honestly accept that all big companies have skeletons in the closet, and that's how they've become how big they are. You know, most like socially accepted or socially or environment friendly companies, I should say, most of them aren't good companies, to be completely honest with you, and they are terrible investments to make. I think that there's a lot of bad things that a lot of companies have and a lot of skeletons, and that's just something that most companies have had. And a lot of these companies have been around for, decades, and of course they're going to have bad things happen. What company won't? So to answer your question, no, it doesn't affect my investment at all. Thank you so much for your question, Pierre. Very good question. I give it a 10 out of 10. Next, we have a question from Joe Johnson, our good friend Joe, about Howard Schultz coming back. This was before I made the Howard Schultz video on the news explaining it. But to conclude that, I think that's a really good move in the short to medium term. I think it's going to really help Starbucks and there's short-term issues that they're dealing with right now, and I think he's going to help pave the path for the next CEO, and I like the work he's going to be doing with the next CEO. Next, we have a question from somebody who wants to remain anonymous from the Discord. He asks a lot of questions. Do you hedge your portfolio, or do you let it typically run it as it is? Not right now, because my portfolio isn't huge in size. I think once I get to the 100K mark, I'm going to start looking at that more. Do you have any bond exposure? No, I do not. Are you bullish on Reits? I'm bullish on like 3 Reits, and I own them all, which is Realty Income, Stag, and Vici. I think that real estate is going to be, it's an important thing to own in anybody's long-term portfolio. Do I see gas prices still rising in 2023? Probably, which sucks because I was going to get a car, but now I don't want to because of gas prices. And do I think a rise in gas prices makes Tesla a more attractive company to be a part of? And I would say yes, for sure. It definitely hasn't. I wanted to get a Tesla a year ago, and then my mind's kind of changed. I wanted to get a Bronco, but now I'm kind of leaning towards a Tesla because of how volatile gas prices can be. Speaking of gas and energy stocks, my view on those have actually changed a lot too recently. So when energy stocks dip, I think I might be buying back in. Thank you so much for the questions, man. Next and lastly, I want to end on this great question from everybody's favorite YouTuber and polo shirt enthusiast, Frank Malarsic. And he asked, what are your long-term investing goals? So long-term, the goal is to eventually be reinvesting, a comfortable salary in my dividend portfolio and eventually have compound interest do its work, and I can use that in my 20s, 30s, and hopefully 40s, pay for bills, life expenses, and cool shit in general. That's basically to sum it up. I want to eventually be, financially independent at a really young age. I'm thinking mid-20s, 30s. I don't want to work for somebody my entire life. That kind of scares me, to be honest. And that's where it's at right now. I'll update you guys, again, every Christmas I'm going to be making an update video on my goals and stuff. So, that's it. Thank you so much to everybody that submitted their questions. They were really good questions. This is a ball of fun to make. I really enjoyed. Sorry again if the video was a little sloppy in format. It's not the usual format that I make. More of a relaxed, sit back, video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload every Saturday the portfolio update next week. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be really fun. I bought a lot this month, so stay in touch for that. Turn on post notifications. Have a good one. Do dividend stocks, not drugs. Thank you for watching.